Today we're jumping into our home opener. Well, it's our first game that we're playing at home with the Suns. So we're taking on the Utah Jazz, who were a playoff team last year and have an all-star in Gordon Hayward. This should be a very good and interesting game. Let's get it started. As you see, they're 3-0. We are 1-2. We played that game against the Trailblazers. We lost. And then we simulated those other games. So it's a packed house. And look at the starting fives. Their starting five is a lot older than ours. I could say that. Even though they're pretty young still. But this game was very interesting. Marquesse Chriss is showing us a lot in the first couple of games this season. He's showing us that he could score 15 points a game, grab 7 rebounds, and that's perfect for right now. And I think Marquesse Chriss could be like a Blake Griffin. He's an even better shooter than Blake Griffin, honestly, early in his career. But Marquesse Chriss still has a lot of work to do. If he could get those stats up to 18 points a game, 9 rebounds, as you see him hit that 3, he would be a star in this league. And honestly, I could see that in his future. So Devin Booker and this game got very hot, and he's a very streaky shooter, as I've seen playing with this team so far. He's good at getting to the basket, and his mid-range shot is money. But he's very streaky from the 3-point line. He's hitting them today, but I've seen other games where he went 2 for 13 from the 3-point line, 1 for 6, 0 for 5, something like that. But today he had a good game. And Hamidou Diallo is showing me he could play. He can play. He didn't need a year at Kentucky. He came straight out and can play. Allen Williams is a bruiser, that the type of player you need on every single team. As we see Marquesse Chriss dunk all over Gordon Hayward. But Allen Williams is a guy that's going to bruise on the backboards and get you close to 10 rebounds a game. So he's a pretty solid player. But someone I'm disappointed in is TJ Warren. He hasn't been doing much for us, as Marquesse Chriss hits another 3-pointer. It's already the third quarter. Josh Jackson, though, he's been having a couple of good games. As you see, he's been in a lot of highlights so far this game, assisting and dunking all over people. But with his athleticism and playmaking ability, he could be a very good player in this league too. So we have such a bright future in Phoenix, and you know what? I'm excited. We might as well. I want to get to that 3rd or 4th season where we could start contending. Marquesse Chriss is having himself a game though. He's dunking on everybody. He's hitting 3-pointers, and that's perfect. What else can you ask for? So Hamidou Diallo is becoming a very good player. He still has a lot of room to grow, which is perfectly fine, but he's progressing very nicely. So it's the 4th quarter now. Hami's calling for a screen. He's trying to get to the basket, but he sees Alex Len right there, and Tyler Ulis is wide open for the 3-pointer. And Tyler Ulis has been taking advantage of De'Aaron Fox being hurt. He's been playing pretty nice, and Alex Len is gonna go on a run right now. But Rudy Gobert has something to say before Alex Len can go on this little run. So Alex Len is he's a weird player. I don't know if I like him or not. He does get you 10 points, 10 rebounds every game, which is not bad. And here, Hami tries to dunk on everybody, but Alex Len is right there to pick it up. See, Alex Len is a streaky player in his own sense too, and he's a big man that's a streaky player, which is pretty weird. But Hamidou's gonna get his dunk right here. He got it right back. He drove right to the basket. And that's gonna be the end of the game. The Jazz didn't really put up a fight against us. We win 102-88 by 14 points. But Alex Len, I don't know. We have to see if he's our center for the future. We don't really know. But Devin Booker had 35 points, shooting 50% for the 3-point line. Marquesse Chriss had 17 points, 6 rebounds, and 3 blocks. Hami had 12 points, 2 steals. Tyler Ulis had 10 points, 4 assists. Alex Len had 9 points and 7 rebounds. But like I said, Allen Williams had a pretty solid game. 8 points, 10 rebounds. And Josh Jackson did a little bit of everything like he always does. 7 points, 8 rebounds, and 6 assists. Like I said earlier, TJ Warren has been disappointing. And so has Dwight Powell. You know, Evan Fournier had a bad game, and that's okay. You can have bad games every once in a while, but not all the time. So for the Jazz, no one really dominated. Just take a look at their stats. Gordon Hayward led the way with 19 points, and Dante Exum had 15 points and 5 assists. So now we're going to simulate games until our next time we play. But take a look at all this. So many people are frustrated with the team, and they want to be starters, but we can't do it for all of them, so we're just going to try to let them stew for now. But De'Aaron Fox comes back, and we're going to give him a shot in the starting lineup. So now we are simulating to our next game, and we were going to play the Boston Celtics, but we did not. We're going to play the Rockets. So in our first game against the Rockets, we lost by 20 points. TJ Warren had his best game of the season so far, and Justin Jackson had 12 points, 13 boards. So we beat the Mavericks, and everyone scored the same amount of points basically. TJ Warren had another nice game after I called him out. Justin Jackson had 11 points and 14 boards, which is very nice. And Marquesse Chriss had 14 points, 7 boards. So against the Pacers, we beat them. Marquesse Chriss had 24 and 4 rebounds. Devin Booker had a solid game, 23 points, 6 rebounds, and 8 assists. So against the Timberwolves, we lost by 8 points. Devin Booker had 22 points, shot well from the field, but Tyler Ulis had a horrible game. So now we are taking on the Rockets. They're 9-1, but they don't have their star player in James Harden and Fear the Beard. So De'Aaron Fox is starting this game, and he's starting it off with an assist to Devin Booker. And De'Aaron Fox had a pretty nice game today. I don't know, man. This is a hard battle. But Devin Booker is quickly becoming a star, if he wasn't already one. Ready? See it? Look at De'Aaron Fox. He just brings a whole nother dynamic than Tyler Ulis. Tyler Ulis is short. He's still fast, but you know he can't do those things. He can't lighten up the crowd. And De'Aaron Fox is assisting. His assist numbers are higher than Tyler Ulis, in my opinion. So we found Devin Booker for another 3-pointer, and he's pretty hot. So winning the game early by 9 points, and Evan Fournier is gonna have a very good game today. Evan Fournier he could get hot, you know, and he's the type of player that we need. We need that scoring option off the bench because most of our bench is very young. And Evan Fournier is still young. He's only 25, 26 years old, which is crazy. He is making $17 million a year though, and that could be a problem for the future, but as of right now, that is not a problem. We have all the cap space in the world, and if he could have a 20-point game every third game or so, you know what I mean, like 1 out of 3 games he scores 20 points, that's perfectly fine. That's more than good. And if he averages 12 to 14 points a game, that's perfectly fine. Because as of right now, I think Devin Booker's averaging 20, and then our second best player is averaging 13, Marquesse Chriss or Josh Jackson. I'm not sure. But Marquesse Chriss, his scoring totals are going up game by game. You've been seeing it now. And Josh Jackson is just going to be a solid 12 to 14 point scorer every night for right now. He's got to improve on his scoring, but I believe in him that he can. So, it's the third quarter. We're up by 22. We are completely destroying the Houston Rockets. They can't guard any of our players, and Hamidou Diallo is going to have the dunk of the game right there. His nice two-hand patented dunk right there, and that was just beautiful. So we're up by 24, and Fournier is trying to do something. He gets to the rim and puts up a two-hand slam, and you know what? The Rockets could not stop us this game. And I haven't said anything about Devin Booker really, but this game he was a silent assassin. I think he ended with 35 points, and I did not even know. But look at that. Hamidou shot that three-pointer with confidence, and you know what? If he could do that more in the future, he'll be the perfect 3-and-D player. Like, that's what the league is turning into. And if you saw those 2 dunks right there, look at how we're progressing. It's only the 2nd season, and we are just a walking highlight reel. Look at Marquesse Chriss. But the one thing that the Rockets destroyed us on is the boards. Clint Capella and Montrezl Harrell killed us on the boards. Eric Gordon also shot the hell out of the ball. But you know what? It wasn't enough. They needed James Harden to beat us. And I would like to see a rematch with James Harden. Bam Adebayo came in for 2 minutes this game and had a nice posterizer. And he put us up 21 points. But right there, I think we have a huge weakness on the rebound, like on the boards. Because Marquesse Chriss isn't really a great rebounder at all, whatsoever. That's one thing he definitely needs to improve on, is rebounding. Everything else is coming along, but his rebounding numbers have been pretty shaky. 4, 5, 6, 4, you know, that's not very good for a starting power forward. So, at the end of this game, we win by 23 points. Devin Booker had 35, like I said. Evan Fournier had 22 points on 9 of 12 shooting. And like I said, Marquesse Chriss only had 3 rebounds, but he had 16 points. And De'Aaron Fox had 11 points and 11 assists, which is very good. Hamidou also had 15 points on 6 for 8 shooting, which is extremely nice. Everyone got into that game, if you see. And Justin Jackson had... or Josh Jackson, I should say, my bad. He had a rough game, a rough output right there. 3 points, 5 rebounds, and 4 assists on 1 of 5 shooting. So as you can see, for the Rockets, Eric Gordon had 26 points. Clint Capella killed us on the boards, like I said. 18 points, 16 rebounds. We can't have any of that. And I said earlier, Montrezl Harrell killed us on the boards, but he only had 2 rebounds. I guess that was at the end of the game when I was really noticing it. But that's going to be it for this video, guys. I hope you enjoyed. And like and subscribe if you did. So next time, I'll catch you guys. For now, I'm out of here. Peace.